Ever wondered why some women are irresistibly drawn to toxic men? It's a question that has puzzled many, leading to countless debates and theories. Is it their charisma? Is it a sense of danger or thrill? Or is it something far more complex, rooted deep within our psychology? These questions, though intriguing, are not simple to answer. They require a deep understanding of human behavior, emotions, and relationships. So hold on to that thought as we delve into the psychology behind this intriguing phenomenon. First, let's understand what we mean by toxic men and toxic relationships. A toxic relationship, in essence, is one that drains you emotionally, leaving you feeling stressed, exhausted, and unhappy. It's a relationship where the scales of respect and consideration are heavily tilted, with one partner consistently receiving less than they give. These relationships are often characterized by manipulation and emotional abuse, where one person uses guilt, fear, or obligation to control the other. Now, when we talk about toxic men, we're referring to individuals who consistently exhibit these harmful behaviors in their relationships. They may belittle their partners, ignore their needs, or use emotional blackmail to exert control. It's important to note that anyone, regardless of gender, can exhibit these toxic traits. But for the purpose of this discussion, we're focusing on toxic men. Having understood these definitions, we are better equipped to explore why some women are attracted to such men. One widely accepted explanation lies in the attachment theory. The attachment theory, initially developed by John Bowlby and Mary Ainsworth, provides deep insights into how our early childhood experiences shape our adult lives, particularly our romantic relationships. This theory suggests that the bond we form with our primary caregivers in our formative years forms the blueprint for our future relationships. Let's break this down. According to the attachment theory, there are 4 main attachment styles: secure, anxious, avoidant, and disorganized. Those with a secure attachment style tend to have healthy relationships as adults, characterized by trust, empathy, and the ability to set appropriate boundaries. On the other hand, those with insecure attachment styles, anxious, avoidant, or disorganized, may struggle with relationships. They may fear rejection, become overly dependent, or struggle to trust their partners. Now, what does this have to do with attraction to toxic men? Well, studies suggest that women with insecure attachment styles may be more attracted to men who exhibit toxic behaviors. Why? Because these behaviors, as damaging as they are, may feel familiar and comfortable. For instance, a woman with an anxious attachment style who constantly seeks validation and fears abandonment might be drawn to a toxic man who plays on these fears to control and manipulate her. Similarly, a woman with an avoidant attachment style who tends to keep her distance in relationships might find a chaotic and tumultuous relationship with a toxic man less threatening than a stable, intimate one. These patterns, as painful as they are, can be incredibly hard to break. The attachment theory suggests that our attachment styles are deeply ingrained in us, shaped by our earliest experiences of love and care. So it appears that early life experiences and attachment styles play a significant role. But is there more to it? Scene script. Another important factor to consider is the cycle of abuse. Let's dive right into it. The cycle of abuse is a pattern that tends to occur in toxic relationships. It's a revolving door of 3 main phases: the honeymoon phase, the tension-building phase, and the incident of abuse. The honeymoon phase is often what draws women into these relationships. This is when the toxic individual is charming, loving, and seemingly perfect. It's a time of intense affection and promises, making it easy for the woman to believe that the person they're with is genuinely good. However, this blissful period doesn't last. It slowly transitions into the tension-building phase. During this phase, the toxic individual becomes increasingly controlling and critical. The woman may feel like she's walking on eggshells, trying to avoid triggering an explosion. Yet no matter how hard she tries, the tension keeps building. Eventually, it culminates in the incident of abuse. This could be emotional, physical, or psychological abuse. The toxic individual lashes out, causing significant harm. The woman is left feeling shocked, hurt, and confused, but then something unexpected happens. The toxic individual reverts back to the honeymoon phase. They're apologetic, loving, and promise to change. This sudden shift can be incredibly confusing, yet it's also what makes it so hard for women to leave. It creates hope. hope that the toxic individual can change and that the relationship can be saved. This cycle repeats itself over and over again, creating a powerful emotional bond. This bond, coupled with the unpredictability of the toxic individual's behavior, can make it extremely difficult for women to leave the relationship. However, it's crucial to remember that not every woman attracted to a toxic man is stuck in this cycle. And not all attraction to toxicity can be explained by this cycle. Yes, it's a significant part of the puzzle, but it's not the entire picture. This cycle can create a powerful, albeit unhealthy, bond. However, it's crucial to remember that not all attraction to toxicity can be explained by this cycle. Self-esteem and past trauma can also play a significant role in this attraction. These two facets of our psychological makeup can be powerful determinants of who we gravitate towards in our relationships. Let's start with self-esteem. Imagine self-esteem as an internal mirror reflecting how we view ourselves. When that mirror is clouded by negative self-perceptions, it can distort our understanding of our worth. Women with low self-esteem may feel undeserving of a healthy, loving relationship. This feeling of unworthiness can lead them to seek validation from external sources, often in the form of toxic men. Now, why would someone with low self-esteem choose a toxic partner? Well, in a twisted way. The negative treatment they receive from a toxic partner can feel familiar and even comfortable. It can reinforce their negative self-image, creating a self-fulfilling prophecy of sorts. They may believe that they don't deserve better, making it difficult for them to break free from the cycle of toxicity. Moving on to past trauma, it's important to understand that our experiences shape us. Traumatic events, especially those experienced in childhood, can leave deep emotional scars that influence our future relationships. Women who have experienced past trauma may unconsciously gravitate towards toxic men as a way of recreating their traumatic past. This is a complex psychological phenomenon known as trauma reenactment. It's like an echo of the past resonating through their present relationship choices. In conclusion, the role of self-esteem and past trauma in attraction to toxic men is both complex and profound. Women with low self-esteem may seek validation from toxic men, while those with past trauma may unknowingly recreate their traumatic experiences through their relationship choices. Understanding these dynamics can help us comprehend why some women find themselves drawn to toxic men, despite the pain and suffering they cause. As we can see, self-esteem and past trauma can significantly influence a woman's attraction to toxic men. So, why are some women attracted to toxic men? To summarize, it often boils down to a few key concepts. The attachment theory suggests that early childhood relationships impact future romantic partnerships. The cycle of abuse explains the repetitive and damaging patterns of behavior in abusive relationships. Lastly, self-esteem and past trauma play significant roles, shaping how one perceives love and relationships. While this is a complex issue with many contributing factors, understanding the psychological